Coffee, Calm and Connection is about being human. It's about you choosing to prioritize your well-being, putting the time in to strengthen your resilience to adversity, and being part of a community that holds you accountable and offers support when the going gets tough. Our podcasts bring expert insight and real-life experiences together for you to enjoy and learn what it is that makes us human and how to work with it. Good morning, Nicole. Thank you so much for joining us on Coffee, Calm and Connection podcast. It's a slightly different podcast today because you've got quite a unique background and what you do and how you work something very specific into overall health. I thought would be really interesting to the listeners. So do you want to give us a bit of a background about who you are and what you do?
Yes, thank you for asking me to come and join your podcast. So like you said, my name's Nicole. I am a mum of three. That's my primary first for myself. I'm a mum of three. I have been using the doTERRA essential oils on a daily basis for the past just over 2.5 years or so. And I dabbled in them prior from my mum. We always kind of viewed my mum as a bit of the white witch of the family in the nicest of ways. She was always very open to using them as a different way of supporting us through various things. And it wasn't until I became a mum myself that I had a lot of questions with regards to my own health that I felt I wasn't getting answers to, and I wasn't getting the support that I needed. So I looked more into a holistic approach for myself and for my children. And if your children can feel the benefits, and they even say to you, so my eldest, we started off primarily for him. He suffered with anxiety when he went to school. He was being sick. Going out to him was quite a big thing for him. It would stress him out. He would get very anxious. So we used the oils with him, and within a week we noticed a difference. By 2 weeks he noticed a difference. And so for me, looking and learning about how essential oils work with our bodies has been an amazing experience, and it's something that I have enjoyed, and we've never looked back.
That's fabulous. Can you, if you're happy to, can you give us a little bit of background about where you were at emotionally when you really came to essential oils and how it maybe helped you?
Yeah, so back after I had my third, I suffered with postnatal depression. I was very much aware of the signs. I had it quite severely after I had my second, and I could feel myself. It was just all coming back in floods. It was quite an experience, even trying for our third, which came with a lot of emotional turmoil. And I needed something. I was looking for something that was going to support me emotionally and mentally. I knew I wasn't in a very good space, and I knew for myself going down the medication route wasn't something that I wanted to do right there and then. And that's not me saying people shouldn't do it, because everyone is entitled to their own way of supporting themselves. But for me, I knew that that wasn't a route that I wanted to look down into. And so when I had a class, it was very simple. They just put a diffuser on. They spoke about how they work. I just felt this heaviness lift from my shoulders. I felt this wasn't something that I wanted just because they smelt nice. I knew that I needed them because there was more to them than just that smell.
When you said you had a class, presumably you're talking about you went on an essential oils class.
Yeah, so we do oils. We call them Oils 101, and I teach these classes now. So, and we have a wide range of different classes. But that was my first experience of learning how the oils work.
Can you tell me, so I really love the holistic approach to life, and I, like you, have spent a lot of time looking for non-medical ways to deal with my own stress levels, anxiety levels, you know, if I sat here at this office on Monday when I had a headache with a cold dishcloths wrapped around my wrists, around my neck, and on my forehead, I must have looked utterly ridiculous. But I wanted to do that before I took paracetamol to see if I could bring the headache down. And I don't think mental health is any different. And I had this conversation with my daughter a while ago when she was feeling quite anxious. And what I said to her was, if you broke your leg, would you expect some help? Well, the mental's the same. And I think that's one of the things with Coffee, Calm and Connection that we're really trying to push out there, that it doesn't, it is an actual thing with actual science. There are things going on in your brain that cause anxiety, depression, neural pathways that sort of you get stuck in with thoughts and behaviors that you've grown up with. And I do think there's a place for nutrition to help with mental and physical health, exercise to help with mental and physical health, meditation to help with mental and physical health, and things like essential oils that can also support your immune system, but also your mental health. So can you give us a little bit of the science? Why does it work? Why is it not just a smell?
Yeah. So essential oils, they are filled with different compounds. So these compounds are made of molecules, and they bind together by carbons, which are natural and entirely organic. And so when we're looking at how to use these essential oils to support our system, I mean, I get this a lot. I get, how can smelling something help you and support you to feel better, or to support you to feel calm, or change how how our thoughts are being processed, and how it's affecting obviously the chemicals going around our body. So we have a nerve on our nose. It's your olfactory nerve, and that is connected to your limbic system, which is obviously in the brain, and we know that the brain controls the body. And so we take it back to, we give an example of when you have an operation. They don't give you an injection, they don't give you a tablet, they give you a gas mask. And that is a synthetic compound of gas that you breathe in, and it does exactly the same. It triggers that olfactory nerve, connects to the limbic system. The limbic system then tells your body to calm down, go, and you are done within probably less than 3 seconds. At least that was my personal experience when I breathed in that gas. It helped your body to shut down safely. So when you breathe in a natural compound of an essential oil, depending on the molecular structure of that essential oil, it will trigger that olfactory nerve, interact with your limbic system, and support your molecules. So we have molecules or peptides that go around in the body. I kind of try and explain them like Pac-Man. When they go around, they munch on those little...
That's brilliant.
Yeah, they munch on those little balls. And so that's our emotions. We are processing our emotions from the get-go, whether we wake up naturally and it can be more of a calming experience, or whether we wake up with our child shouting at us or opening our eyeballs for us. We are processing straight away. And so if you are processing stress or fear or doubt, that emotion and those peptides will keep biting and munching and collecting that emotion constantly throughout the day. And that's when you can feel that snowball effect of your emotions just running away with you.
There is a brilliant TED talk by, I think it's Alan Watkins, and he talks about emotion, motion, energy in motion. And I love that concept. And I'm sure I've said it in one of these podcasts before, but that's essentially what you're talking about. I'm now going to envisage Pac-Man every time I get angry.
That's it. So when you grab an essential oil that's going to serve you best, because what's going to be great for me won't be good for you, or it might not be that best result that you're looking for, it will help clear those peptides. It will help I won't keep going back into the Pac-Man, because I've just envisioned Pac-Man just going around, but it will help clear those and give you an opportunity to restart. Have you ever had a day where you're like, oh, you know what, I really wish I could start over again? And that's your emotions. Okay, we can't control everything that goes on the outside of us. We can't control other people, but we can control and we can support how we react and process. And that's how essential oils work. They will, whether you inhale it, it will support to calm that system, to allow your brain to just have a break and then to go on and move on.
So one of the things that I do, courtesy of you, is I have a warm water every morning with wild orange essential oils dropped in it.
Yeah.
And I've probably been doing that for a week, give or take. I enjoy it. I can't say that I've noticed any particular difference in life, but I do enjoy it. And there's something, it might be placebo, it might not, but I feel healthier for doing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My mental feels healthier. So I'm starting my day going, oh, go me. I did a really good thing this morning. It's just a nice way to wake up.
Yeah. There are benefits, and like, this isn't me saying, a lot of people do feel essential oils are a placebo. And that's not me saying you're wrong. It's just me, there is not an understanding on how essential oils work. When you have a pure essential oil, which is a total other subject as well, and when you have a pure, non-adulterated, when it says on the bottle that it is 100%, you will get the benefits. So there are a lot of benefits within taking wild orange internally. It supports, it detoxes. And a lot of essential oils, depending on their molecular structure, they have monoterpenes, sesquiterpenes. I could go really geeky into the science behind it, but the more branches they have, the more they're going to cover your body from head to toe.
I think that's really interesting. And I view, obviously, if you are suffering from acute grief, acute depression, really high levels of stress and anxiety, it's not going to fix that on day one, happy days. But one of the things that I think is really important, and one of the drivers I have behind Coffee Calm Connection, is your mental health is a multifaceted thing. And as many things as you can do to support that is really, really important. And I personally think the first step is to really understand what's happening in your head and what your triggers are and when it's happening, and then to look for multifaceted approach to supporting your overall wellness. And I really love the idea of essential oils. And one of the things that you said to me that I really liked was in one of the peppermint oils that I tried from you, you said to rub it in your hands and breathe it in, and you can literally feel it cleansing your entire sinuses. And for me, that's akin to, so I would use, Vicks Vapor Rub or Camphor or Tiger Balm. If one of my kids is chesty or feeling, it's no different. It's the same, like, really powerful thing that kind of hits you. So I really like that. And I also liked using, I can't remember which one it was, but as a massage oil on my daughter's feet. So she was having a bit of a, she was not having a good day, and just that massage and the smell and the relaxing, was a really positive thing for her.
Yeah. And I think it's all just about having those extra pathways to support ourselves. There is not one thing of wellness that is going to fix everything. I think you need to have that balance. It's like going to the gym. When you pay out to go to a gym membership, you pay out to go, and if you only go once, you're not going to be healthy. Okay, if you eat, then that helps, but you're not going to feel the benefits of you paying out that £34 to go to the gym. But if you go on a regular basis, you are training your body to endure, to keep going. And exactly the same way with essential oils. If you start slowly, learn how they work, experience, and then keep using them on a daily basis, you will notice those changes. You'll notice those differences happening bit by bit, because they will allow your body to let go of certain things when you work through them and process them as well.
Can you give me some sort of tangible examples, like, I have a headache, therefore I do this? What sort of essential oils do you use for what sort of ailments?
Yeah. So personally, for myself, I used to suffer with ocular migraine, so I would lose my vision. Being a mum of three, that's not really ideal, because you don't really have a lot of time to go away and have that time in a dark room. So I use something called past tense. It is a blend, so that means that there's lots of different oils in there that they have researched and found their support tension. So it's in a roller bottle, so I would basically roll that down the back of my neck, across my forehead, massage it in, and then I would wait for it to do its thing. And within about, I'm going to say half an hour, I would feel the pain of that migraine lessening to the point that I could then carry on and do everything else. For my son, one of his first experiences, he is now 10, he had an oil from the kids collection. It's called Karma. We literally just gave it to him, told him and explained how to use it. We didn't say anything other than that. So he would use it on his hands, breathe it in, rub it over his chest or wherever he felt anxious. So he would feel sick. So we'd say, okay, rub it on your tummy as well. He'd rub it on his tummy, his chest, put it on his clothes before he went to school. And within a week, we noticed a difference. By 2 weeks, he noticed a difference. He's like, this has helped me feel calmer about going to school. This has helped me feel calmer going to new places. So for us, using it and we see the difference and we feel those differences, it's just finding out that good, better, best. And I aim to try and get the best for. We all know when kids go back to school, they will pick up those lovely bugs that go around. We love them. So mine went back to school on the 8th of March, and my eldest was showing signs that he had a sore throat. His glands were swollen. It was quite red back there as well. And by the Monday, it was very red, and he was struggling with swallowing. It was very painful for him. So we gave him On Guard. So On Guard is our immune support blend. So we have them in beadlet form, which makes them very easy for kids to take them daily. So I said to him, right, take 4 of these. You have to pop them so that it can clear the bacteria, because when we get a sore throat, it's because there's a bacteria building up. And so I said, right, you're gonna have to pop them, clear the bacteria, do it every 3 hours. By the end of the day, his glands were gone down, the redness had reduced. And so we just carried on the Tuesday. By the end of Tuesday, it was gone completely. And so now he's actually back in school.
Do you know what? This is again a tangent, but there's a book series that I absolutely love, and it's my go-to books. And I think I don't know, 20 when I first read them, and I just read them all the time. And they are the Diana Gabaldon Outlander series. Highly recommend if you haven't read them before. It's essentially about a woman who goes back in time, but it's historical fiction, so it's all around Bonnie Prince Charlie, the Battle of Culloden, etc. But she's a nurse in her present day, and there's an awful lot in there about natural substances that you can use, you know, in the 1817 and 1800s, like willow bark tea for pain relief, and there's a lot of Eastern medicine that still has its foundations in natural substances, which is you know what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
And I love it. I really love the idea that we could get back to the basics a little bit, back to ourselves, back to nature, and take some of the white noise away that we seem to live in all the time now. And I so sort of wider than the essential oils concept, this back to nature, back to basics, back to natural stuff, I think is really beneficial.
I feel this isn't us saying not to use modern day medicine. I stand strongly that there is place for both. And how I view the holistic approach with the modern day medicine is like a riverbank. So the essential oils and the holistic approach could be the riverbank, or the underlayings to support, and the modern day medicine is the river. So they work hand in hand, they support each other, they work with each other without one knocking the other one out. I know there are hospitals in America that do use essential oils along with their modern medicine treatments as well. It's not instead of, it's as well as to support their patients.
When my mother-in-law had ovarian cancer, and she sadly passed away 3 years ago, but one of the supporting things we used there was cannabis oil. for pain relief and for a whole range of things. So I agree with you. There's absolutely place for both. And I've really, really enjoyed chatting to you about what it is you do. And I'm really grateful to you for giving us your time for this morning's chat.
No, thank you for asking. It's been lovely.
Thank you for listening to today's podcast. Your reviews, shares, and followership is incredibly valuable to us. If you'd like to know more about our work through Coffee, Calm and Connection and how we can support you, please email us at hello@coffeecalmconnection.org or follow us on social media. Thank you.